So, first off, I want to say thank you to every one of you that has subscribed to my videos. I finally reached 3,000 subscribers. That's crazy. I did not think in doing this that I would even get 1,000, so let alone 3,000. So, that's really cool. I hope in any of these videos I do that I continue to help you in some way. And feel free to always throw questions in the comments because I do read them and I do typically answer almost everyone. There are a few people out there that are trolls. I'm not going to address that. It's your waste of my time. So um, I don't do this for clout, nor do I do this for to be famous, which is why you've never pretty much seen me on a video like my face or anything. I don't care about that part of it. I just want to make music, show a few techniques and tricks, help people where I can, and that's my sole purpose of this channel. Um, Financially, it does not pay for the gear. I'll be honest, I don't make a lot. The little bit that I get back in ad revenue goes right back into gear. For instance, even with this Osmose that I'm about to do something with right now, I got a artist discount, but I didn't get it free. So I had to pay for it. So keep that in mind. If you can hit the like button on the videos, I don't know how great the algorithm on YouTube is, but it's worth doing it just to promote it. If you can hype the video every now and then, that'd be cool. Or a video. It doesn't have to be every video, obviously, but um, those little things help and really bring recognition, I guess, to the channel, which is kind of cool. And I do plan on growing and getting better at the things I do. So again, thank you so much for the 3,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Now let's talk about the Osmose. The Osmose, and I'm doing this again because I want this keyboard. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh God, it's another MIDI MPE keyboard that you can't really play on regular, but it's not true. And the keybed is actually really good. Now, I will say you do have to make some adjustments. Like for instance, if you're gonna go, there's a inside of the menu button, there is a classic keyboard mode, which totally turns the bend off. So the bend is what keeps you from playing your note exactly on point. When you turn that off, this keybed is phenomenal. It actually plays really well. In fact, better than most keyboards I've ever touched. So I don't know, the exact dynamics of what they use to make this keyboard, but when I'm playing drums on it, it's got the kickback that you need in a key where it's not springy, but it's like it feels weighted. It legit feels weighted, even though I know it's probably semi-weighted, but it's the better semi-weighted. It's the somewhere between semi-weighted and weighted. Okay, and when I say that, I'm meaning it with all sincerity. It feels like playing a piano, like that vibe of that, the way it is. So I like it, and I just wanted to show you that it does work with drums. Now I know you like, well, I can't physically see it, but here's the thing: even if I show it to you, you gotta touch these things to know what it feels like to you. Talking about it on a YouTube channel is not gonna tell you exactly. I can describe it. I can say, yes, it does feel weighted to some degree. It's not, but it feels that way. But that doesn't really mean anything to you if you don't put your hands on it. So I don't know. Everybody lives in different areas. They may be in store in some areas where you're at. If not, if you have a friend that has one, obviously that would be ideal situation. If you decide to not get one, that's perfectly fine. Just keep in mind that each keyboard feels a little bit different, and this one is not cheap. And you can tell that they put a lot of energy and thought into this keyboard. Another thing that about the keys, since I'm talking about it, is they are very responsive as far as like how soft you hit them, the sensitivity. You don't get that in a typical MIDI controller. Like even the Novation Launch Key, I like it. It's cool, but you don't get this that much dynamic range. And that to me is a big plus because I don't like playing on pads. I've already said that in the past. The reason why anything I get with pads, I typically don't use it or I don't keep it. Hence the Push 3, the MPC, SP404. As much as I love that SP404, and I don't use it because of the pads for whatever reason. It just doesn't gel with me. So this is really phenomenal, and this makes me happy because I have been looking for the MPE in key form, as well as having poly aftertouch, as well as having the ability to use this as a regular classic keyboard. And I've always wanted to have the weighted feel of a piano, and this gets me close and gives me all of that. So I'm excited. That's why I'm bringing this to you. But anyway, so yeah, drumming does work. Let's do an exercise so you can see on screen. I'm gonna boost the tempo up to like 84, and then I'm just gonna hit record, put the metronome on, just hit record. Okay. Now I want you to look down below at these notes. You see them down there? I'm gonna have to turn my mic so I can reach over. This keyboard is so much bigger, so I have to move my mic to let you see it. You see the dynamic range of hitting from here? I tried to play it, as much dynamically as I could, but it automatically is doing this. And then I think I've shown this when you have the MPE on, you'll see MPE right here. It'll actually put the MPE and all that stuff. But the fact that it's dynamics, let me click here, right here, and then when I'm and this is just on the classic keyboard mode. If even on the keyboard mode, if I go to sensitivity, I can still adjust the sensitivity. So I can put it at a high. Right? I could change that or even just go back to regular. And it and you can't see this, I know, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make it where you can see this stuff because I know it's I'm gonna let me see if I can do something here to make this better. I can't show you obviously, but I'm gonna take a picture of the Osmose here while we're on camera. Cool. So that will be the picture that will go on the actual thumbnail for you to be able to see. And then, of course, you're going to see you need to see the computer too. And I'm going to figure this out in time here. One thing that I'm being forthright about, I need to invest in, and I didn't really want to because for years now, I haven't really used a sound card or I should say interface. I'm going back old school saying sound card, but I haven't really invested into an audio interface, and I kind of just need to get one because it's so useful in so many ways. And every time I've ever tried to have one, I never kept it because I just didn't use it. But it's kind of at that point now where we're recording here. I think it would be so much easier. And I want you guys to be able to hear if I do use the internal sounds. I won't be using the internal sounds in this board a lot because most of the stuff I do, I prefer Omnisphere. It's just easier to use and so many more sounds in there versus like here. I think this board has about 600 and something sounds. So it's going to get old and stale, you know, pretty quickly because even when you adjust sounds, you only have so much adjustment that you're going to be making. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of this video. Again, thank you so much for everyone who subscribed. And yes, this keyboard is phenomenal and works in um, in a beautiful way with regards to being expressive, and yet at the same time can be that classic keyboard vibe for you so that you can play your notes. All right, I'll see you on the next video.